All right, we are back with another pick'em video. It is Saturday, November 22nd in the NBA. We have a 7-game slate coming off a big slate yesterday, so definitely some plays I'm liking on the board out there. And there's also a 1 o'clock game Eastern time, so an early game. I won't be talking about that one, so if you're watching this later in the day, don't worry, you didn't miss anything. So we're going to go into the recap of yesterday's video picks, winning day yesterday. Then we're going to go into the picks for today, and then I'll get you guys on your way on this Saturday. So let's get into the recap so we can start talking about some plays for today. And it was a winning day. So we did have a couple winners here. We did have a couple losers as well. We only had one full unit loss here, and that was the Hartenstein rebounds. He assisted really well. He scored well enough. Huge blowout situation there, but again, we kind of expected that and just didn't get the rebounds there. RJ Barrett over his 18.5 points. He ends with 24. Remember, we were going to ladder that up to 20 plus. I'm not sure if you guys ended up doing that, but he cleared both those lines. Scotty Barton rebounds, a half unit loss here. I didn't want too much weight in that game, and I'm glad I didn't put too much weight in that game. It was a hard one to predict. Kind of everyone chipped in, and Scotty Barnes just was not a rebounder yesterday. I thought he had potential to get 10 plus, to be honest. PJ Washington, no sweat bet right there. He cashed that with points alone, I think, or at least very close to points alone. He had like 25 points in that game. And then we had Anthony Edwards. We laddered him up to 30 plus points. He had 40, and they ended up losing that game to the Suns, which is crazy. So great call on Anthony Edwards. And then a 0.5 unit loss on Cameron Johnson, who he just sucks. It's first of all, he got 2 fouls in about 2 minutes, so he came out of the entire first quarter. He ends with 7 points in the fourth quarter alone and doesn't get over this line. There was no Aaron Gordon. He left the game early, and there was no Christian Brown like we knew. Cam Johnson, this guy's offense has disappeared. Doesn't matter. The Nuggets, continue to win. So here's the recap we did. Again, plus 0.68 units. I thought it was going to be a better day, to be totally honest. Cam Johnson couldn't come through for me. But yeah, great years overall. Hope you guys made some money, and we are up on the season. We're up in November, up in October. Even if it's slightly good to see these stepping stones continue to get to work our way, even when we're just attacking these straight bets. So that will do it for the recap. Let's hop into plays for today and start talking about some winners. So jumping into Props Madness like we always do, we're going to be using this tool throughout the video and throughout the entire season. If you want to check it out and you're like, dang, this tool is sick, you can use my link in the description down below. There is a 25% off your first month code. Let them know that I sent you there as well, but Props Madness is awesome, and we're going to use it throughout the video. But for this first play, which I don't typically go to, I'm actually going to go to a money line play, and it's going to be the Orlando Magic at home versus the New York Knicks. It is a 5 o'clock game, a little bit earlier, but not that 1 o'clock game. And I'm loving what they've been doing without Paolo Banchero. It's been kind of been out that Paolo Banchero, is he a winning player? Is he more of a losing player? I don't know, but Franz Wagner-led Magic looked like a totally different team. You've seen Desmond Bane play better. Jalen Suggs coming back from injury, starting to play much better. Tristan da Silva's been great. Anthony Black giving you good minutes. Wendell Carter Jr., starting center, but then you got Goga Bitadze who can come in and play good minutes as well. I think they're in a great position here against the New York Knicks, who have been horrible on the road. Jalen Brunson, questionable with that ankle injury or knee injury, whatever he's dealing with. He'll probably go out there and play. But yeah, the Knicks have just been bad on the road, and the Magic are playing very well. The Knicks are not playing extremely well on the road. Practically should have lost that game to the Dallas Mavericks. Maybe not lost, but gone to overtime, and that was against the Mavericks. So I just really like what the Magic are doing without Paolo Banchero on the floor. I think everyone's playing a little bit more freely, playing their role much better, rather than, I'm not saying Paolo's a bad player, just team basketball-wise, they are really meshing together. I don't know how many games they've won over the past 6 or 7, but you can see a lot of games winning here, and those are all coming without Paolo Banchero. So they've won 3 out of the last 4 games without Paolo. Their one loss was a good game for Franz, but that was against the Rockets, who are a tough team to beat. They're just one of the best teams in the league. So I really like, if you want a player prop, I like what Da Silva's been doing. He's been scoring extremely well, and he's got a textbook matchup here. Spot up opportunities, that's where they're going to beat these guys, 34% right there. Transition, they can get out and run on these guys as well. And I think he's the main guy I'm looking at. Suggs has been an assist machine. If you can get some guys open, again, just the assists have been great without Paolo on the court. Desmond Bane's been able to step up and score, kind of do a little bit of everything. He's been pretty good, and then Franz is going to do his thing and kind of control this offense, just as a team together. Wendell Carter Jr., both times. That's just guys stepping up in situations. Wendell Carter Jr. can absolutely step up and hit some threes here. Again, it's not like I don't think this is going to be a blowout situation, but I just like how the Magic have been playing overall past 4 or 5 games than I've seen from the Knicks. So liking this, in the spot, they're home. I think they're going to handle business here. I think they're both 9-6 right now, so it's kind of a battle of the East. And the Magic they're grooving right now. So I'm taking them money line. Not something I do typically, but that's what I'm riding with for the first play. And then just to clarify, I will do Da Silva, probably a half unit here, 12.5 points, minus 115 value. He's just been too good, and he's got too good of a matchup for me not to like the Magic here and not like De Silva. So going to ride with him at 0.5 units. I'll see that in the recap. Jumping to the next play here, it's going to be a weird one, and it's going to be a guy that barely even plays. He's getting like max 15 minutes, even tonight, I think. But 4.5 rebounds for Jonas Valanciunas. I'm taking this against the Sacramento Kings, who give up rebounds to everyone. We've seen Jokic go over. We've seen Valanciunas himself go over against this team. He's gone under as well, but I think this might be a blowout situation. We've seen how bad the Sacramento Kings have been in some of these games against weaker competition. Now they get the Denver Nuggets, who have been playing extremely well. Nuggets are in a back-to-back situation here, but they play very well in back-to-backs like we mentioned in videos before. And this is a great rebounding matchup. So get Valanciunas on the court. If this is a blowout by fourth quarter, we're going to see some Valanciunas minutes. Games they're winning by, we can actually see that. Games they're winning by more than, let's say, 15 points. He's over in all 4 of those games. Even just 10 points, let's see. Yeah, 77.8% of games. If they're going to be like, okay, we're up in this game, we control this game, let's sit Jokic, especially in a back-to-back situation. Let's give Valanciunas some run. And we obviously know Valanciunas can gobble up rebounds in a hurry. Does not mean that need that much time. Again, we're looking at like 10 to 15 minutes tonight, but I love the rebound opportunities, the rebound matchup, and the blowout situation. He could see some time in the fourth quarter. So Jonas Valanciunas, very weird one, but I like the angle, -105 over his 4.5 boards. Moving along to the next play here, I like Kristaps Porzingis against the Pelicans, and he's one of those guys that just has a really high floor and a higher ceiling, obviously, so he's going to be right around this line. I think there's a great avenue for him to get over, because how does he score his points? Well, he shoots a lot of threes. 28% of his threes come from above the break. They rank 28th there. He's also one of the most efficient post-up scorers in the league, 22nd rank there against the Pelicans. That's 23% of his points. We've seen Chet Holmgren and Wembanyama both stretch fives that can go out there and shoot the three ball, but also post up and get some points in the paint. 24th rank in terms of points in the paint. So it's a textbook matchup for Porzingis to come out there. Kind of a harder guy to trust, but he did come back and return the 20th. Played 29 minutes in that game, shot 7 of 10, 2 of 3 from 3, so he looked good. Played 29 minutes in that one. This is an 8.5 point spread. He's got a perfect matchup. I expect him to get around that 28-minute mark. 29, 30 minutes would be great, and I think he'll be able to go over this line. Just, again, such a high floor and a much higher ceiling, because we know Porzingis can lace him up when he's shooting well. And he starts early sometimes, especially on the Celtics. He would start the first quarter, sometimes score 10 points right in the first quarter. So he's going to be right around this line. I think there's great avenue for him to get over. Post-up situations, I love. Three-pointers, everything's a great matchup for him. You can see the column. Top 4 things: defensive ratings weak, points in the paint allowed, defensive scoring zone is the above the break 3, and the post-up stops. So it's a great spot for Porzingis. He's a harder guy to trust. If you don't like Porzingis, I do like the avenue of going to Dyson and Daniels in this spot too. Just guys that can attack the rim and do a lot of damage from there, and also step back and hit the three-pointers when they need to. So Porzingis, 16.5 points, -125. I'm liking that play too. And then jumping into Alex Sarr real quick against the Bulls. I'm not going to spend too much time just because he's a game-time decision. Might not play. Did miss the last few games, but he's got a textbook matchup here to score some points in the paint. 50% of his shots come right there. Bulls dead last. Pretty much any way this guy scores, pick and roll big man, they're 29th there. He can get some spot-up opportunities, knock down some threes, putbacks, free throws, post-ups. This is a very, very good spot to trust the big man. Now, he's missed the last 2 games. That's the only problem here. Might miss this game, but -125 at 16.5 points. Looks pretty good to me for Alex Sarr to definitely take advantage of Vucevic and this Bulls defense down low. Really liking the spot if he does play. So hopping into the recap, nice quick video for you guys on a Saturday, but we did talk about 5 plays overall. I like the Magic at home against the New York Knicks, who have been terrible on the road. They've been playing well without Paolo Banchero in the lineup. They're just all meshing together, playing team basketball. And I also like Tristan De Silva, what he's been able to do, and a really good spot-up opportunity against the New York Knicks. So 1 unit on the Magic, 0.5 units on Tristan De Silva himself. Then we got Jonas Valanciunas over rebounds. I love this play. I know it's a weird one, but I love this play. I love this spot for him. He usually gets 10 or so minutes. In a blowout situation, Jokic might sit the fourth quarter. The Kings suck, and he's also got a great matchup for rebounds in general in his limited time. But the Kings suck. If this is a blowout situation, back-to-back situation for the Nuggets, maybe Jokic doesn't play much in the fourth quarter. That's when we're going to get some Jonas Valanciunas minutes, and he can grab some rebounds pretty quickly. If you want to go to his points and rebounds, points too, I like that spot, but I'm just going to go with the 4.5 boards. A weird one, but really loving that play. And then Porzingis and Alex Sarr, they both have the exact same line for the exact same payout on BetMGM. 16.5 points. You could ladder these up if you want to get rid of that juice, but I'm just going to stick to the -125 value here and just attack them both. If Alex Sarr doesn't play, no harm, no foul, but he's got a really, really good matchup here. Same thing with Porzingis. He's got a good matchup to take advantage down low. So both those guys, kind of guys that have a lower higher floor and then a higher ceiling that they can really take over this line. So guys that you can trust to get close to the line, but with very good avenues to go over here. So that's the plays for today, and that's going to be it for me. So if you guys like the video, go ahead and leave it a like, subscribe if you're new, comment. All those good things help YouTube push this video out a little bit more. If you want access to all my plays, I do have a Discord community, link in the description down below, for 50% off your first month, $10 for your first month, practically giving the thing away. And then check out Props Madness. That was a tool I was using also throughout the video. Really, really fun to use to dive into player props and things like that, but also one of the cheapest ones out there. You can get 25% off your first month with my link in the description down below. So good luck with all your bets, and enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your weekend. And if I don't see you tomorrow, that's typically the day I might not film, then I'll see you guys Monday. But if I do film, maybe you'll see a video pop up for me tomorrow. Good luck with all your bets. Let's have a green day. That's 2 green days in a row. Let's try to make it 3.